So you know those ideas that you have that are just so over the top ridiculous that you know that they're a bad idea and you know that they're not gonna work, but you still wanna try it for science? That's kind of what this is. I saw this product on Amazon and how do I put this nicely? It might have been one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. It is a PCI expansion thing that gives your GPU fans? And I ordered one. So let's see what the heck this thing's about. I don't know what else I really expected. Okay. And one of the things that sold me on how dumb this was, wait, what is this? So apparently there was a quality problem caused by non-human factors. And they want me to maybe switch the, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting this. They essentially want me to switch the positive and negative of the, am I reading this right? We're just gonna go as is. If this thing starts on fire, I guess it starts on fire. But essentially what it does is it goes underneath your graphics card and it just blows air up to it. So like if your fans die on your GPU, or something happens where like maybe fan blades break or something, you don't have to replace the fans on the graphics card. But the way that you control fan speeds is another reason why I bought it. So it plugs in with Molex, which should not be a thing. But if you want 100% fan speed, you have to plug the fan in to one header. If you want 50% fan speed, you have to plug in the fan to another header. And if you want like 20% fan speed or something like that, I don't know the exact numbers, I'll put a screenshot up on here or something. You plug it in to a different header. It just seemed too stupid to not buy. And do you guys remember this card that we bought? It was the 1070 that I ended up picking up for like 50 bucks. We can take the fans off of this without removing the heatsink. So I figured what we can do is I downloaded Forza Horizon 5. We're gonna put this 1070 into a computer and we're gonna run it as is. We're gonna get the numbers, we're gonna get temperature. We are going to see what the clock speed ends up going to. We're gonna see what frame rate we get during the benchmark on Forza, because we want a benchmark that was consistent. It's the same thing every time. But then we're gonna remove the fans and we're gonna remove the shroud. And we're gonna retest. It's gonna be the same exact test. I cannot believe I'm doing this. We're gonna see what numbers we get on clock speed and temperatures and frame rates after we remove it. I think this might be the dumbest thing I've ever done when it comes to PC hardware. No, that's a lie. The dumbest thing I've ever done was hold on a heatsink onto a GPU using twisty ties, like bread ties. It was a low-powered GPU and it was taken out of a PC that was gonna be ground up for scrap, okay? It was gonna be shredded. So I saved it. We're not gonna talk about it. But I feel like this is gonna be a close second. Running benchmarks without fans on the graphics card is gonna be not necessarily my best idea, but I guess it's not my worst. Now, this right here is the PC that's gonna go into. It is currently rocking a Ryzen 7 5700X and an RTX 2060. So slight downgrade for the 1070, but I guess if I potentially fry a card, I'd rather have it be that. This PC is only used for streaming onto TikTok anyways. I know it's overkill for a TikTok and potentially future Instagram stream, but basically I don't care about it as much. That sounds awful to say. The fact that the words TikTok streaming PC even came out of my mouth, I hate it too. So we will pop out the 2060. I should probably unscrew it. So out with the old. I actually really like this card. I don't know. In with the older. Ooh, that white looks good though. I'll turn it, once I get it screwed in and plugged in, I'll turn it around, I'll let you see. I'll have to be removing this card again anyways to get the numbers without the fans. Oh, the power connectors are upside down. So I have to like flip the cable in the case and it's gonna look bad. I'm sorry. Can I even do that? Like, will this cable physically flip enough with how I had it cable managed? There it is. Ignore that cable being flipped. We don't need to talk about that, okay? Now, to give it the best chance we can on every run, we're gonna do it without the glass side panel, except for one. This might be a really bad idea, but I'm kind of debating trying it without any fans at all. Would that be dumb? If it gets too hot, it would shut itself down, right? Or the game would crash or something. I think. We're gonna experiment. There's dumb ideas and then there's this. Kids, if you're watching, don't do this. I mean, this part's fine. We're running it normally here, but for like the later part of the video, don't do this. Unless the experiment works really well, then in that case, maybe give it a shot. But I feel like it's not going to. So I guess before we even run the tests, if you think this is gonna work, like this product right here, let me know in the comments, or just tell me if you don't think it's gonna work, because I've seen worse things, but also not really. The 5 volt is fans at 40% speed. The 7 volt is fans at 60% speed. And the two 12 volts are for 100% speed, but since there's only one header, we're just gonna go with 60%. And we know for a fact that the 5700X is not gonna be bottlenecked by this card at all. But just to prove it to you, I have the CPU percentage on screen as well. Optimizing? Come on. By the way, while the game loads the benchmark, just do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up. So I wanna point out that like right now, the clock speed is at 1974. At 99% usage, but 49 degrees, so it's still staying nice and cool. That is a solid 1974 though. Okay, so the first round of the benchmark is done. 89 frames a second. So now let's kill the PC. We are going to remove the shroud and the fans. I can't believe I'm saying this. We are going to remove the fans from a graphics card and add in this monstrosity. This is definitely one of those moments where I feel like, what is it the Catholics say? Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I feel like I'm there right now. So there we go. A naked 1070. I hate this so much. Literally hate this. I need a Molex connector. Why is Molex a thing? And we are going to ignore the god-awful cable management in the back right now because I'm not fixing that for plugging in one thing that I know I'm gonna hate. Actually, I don't know that yet. I can't say that. That's not fair. That's not fair, okay? We gotta give this thing the best chance that we can. So this is gonna go like that. I hate this. So we're gonna take out the next available PCI slot. Cover. I know if I didn't say the word cover, there was gonna be one person, well, Jordan, it's actually the PCI slots which are on your motherboard. Shut up. Do you know what the best part about this is? Once I get this in, I'll show you. That's what she said. It doesn't even cover the full length of the heat sink. This is so bad already. So let's plug the cable into we want the 7 volt. That was 60%, right? Yeah, that was a 60%. I guess let's turn this thing on. I should probably plug in the graphics card first. I got ahead of myself a little bit, and I mean, that's fine. There we go. Now, let's turn it on. I really don't have faith in this. I mean, it's not super loud, so that's cool. I wanna see before we, I hit my kneecap. I wanna see before we do this, what the temperature was on the graphics card during the last test, because I forgot to look. 58 degrees. I should probably add that to my notes. So I wonder then, if I open up Afterburner, can I control fan speeds of non-existent? I can. Okay. If this thing has an improvement at 60% speed, I swear to God. Please, for just the stupidity of this video, just give it a thumbs up for me, okay? And just so you can see that it's truly in there. I don't want to hit my other computer here. That's gonna have to do. Options. Graphics. Start benchmark. Yes. Okay, so like, as it's loading, we're at that 1974. That's where we were at before. Like, there's no actual chance that this does better, right? Okay, there's 50 degrees, 51. I swear to God if this thing outperforms it. And keep in mind that the fans on both tests, this is still 60%. So like, it's not even full bore on the fans. Are you kidding me? It's the same exact score. Oh, there it hit 60 though. If we let it keep running, that's not fair though, because at the end of the test on the other one with 60% speeds, it was at 58. And it was at 58 at the end of this test as well. There's 61 degrees. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of shocked. It looks like it's kind of bouncing around between 63, 64. So like, should we try 100%? That's not that loud. The temps are dropping. The GPU is still at 100%. So I mean, right now we're just testing temperatures. So that, I'm okay with this. But like the same numbers. Okay, now, obviously this is, how do I put this? Not ideal. Looks like temperatures are gonna level out about 56, 57. So there's that. But there's one more test I want to do. This might be the worst one yet. Do I even bother turning off the computer for this? No. I dropped my screwdriver though. Let's run it with no fans at all. Now we are gonna keep the plugs in there, but I do want to put on the side panel just to create more of a wind tunnel effect. It's already at 66 degrees. Oh, 67. Let's restart it quick. This is such a bad idea. So running a GPU with no fans. Now keep in mind that we're down to 1911 for our clock speed right now, and we're at 72 degrees. So not only are we significantly warmer, we went from 1974 to 1911, 78. So we're officially 20 degrees warmer than the hottest point with the fans on the GPU. Now, fans running at 60% even, so it could have been even better. There's 80 degrees. We're down to the 1800s on the clock speed now. I think the safe temperature is like 100 degrees, so we're still within spec. 86 degrees and average temperature was 87. We dropped a whole 2 FPS. We gained 30 degrees, but we only lost 2 FPS. Do we dare run it again? I'm more just curious to know how low the clock speed will go to keep it within temperature. Because right now it's at 1873 and we're at 91 degrees. This certainly isn't my brightest idea. 1700 megahertz now, so we're definitely dropping. So the GPU, what it's doing right now is it's seeing its temperature rise up and it's saying, hey, we need to slow ourselves down so we're not producing as much heat because we're getting too hot. Down to 1633, so we're now down to the 1600s for clock speed. We are settling right at about 91 degrees though, I see. Now, obviously, don't do this to your card at home, okay? This was a $50 buy. We're not gonna kill it, but like, I can afford to take a little bit of a risk with it. You know what I mean? So now we're down in the 1500s for clock speed. Oh, all right, 1582. 1569, nice. And we got 79 frames a second. So we dropped 10. We gained 33 degrees and dropped 10 FPS, as well as 400 megahertz on the clock. So at least the GPU is doing its job. I mean, it's seeing that it's not being cooled and it's lowering speeds, which I think we knew would happen. I was more just curious as to at what point, and we found out 91 degrees. I'm gonna shut it down. This would be one of those moments where it'd be super cool to have a thermal camera just to see what this heatsink actually is at. Oh, that's toasty. Yeah, that's hot. Definitely hot. So I guess that's one experiment. Let me know in the comments if that went how you thought it would, because at the end of the day, I guess with the fans both running at 60%, I didn't do a 100% run. The benchmark was identical, and it actually might have been a little quieter. But let me know in the comments below what you want to see me do with this 1070 next. And now, before you do it, I'm not giving it away, okay? I can just see it now. But Jordan, you're just destroying a card. You should give it to me for free. No, that's not an option. Don't type it. Don't do it. Don't. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out and watching. Give this video a like. Let me know in the comments below if this thing performed the way you thought it would and what you would like to see me do next. I like getting ideas from you guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and put these back on because it looks so much better. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.